Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 12th, and we have another week of baseball to go over. So let's dive right on in. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, another week of baseball is in the books, and we are going to talk about it and go over with another series recap. We got a lot happening on today's episode, so without wasting any time, we're going to dive right in to our series recap. But before that, if you're new and you like what you hear, please feel free to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If you're on YouTube, follow Spotify, Apple Podcasts, links all in the description. And we're going to dive right on into our series recap. Starting us off, we've got Tampa Bay in Baltimore taking on the Orioles, and it's Luke Raley and Josh Lau who go deep as Shane McClanahan remains undefeated and wins his 7th game of the year. The Rays take the opener 3-0, and in Game 2, it's home runs for each team's top prospect the last year or so. Wander Franco goes deep for the Rays and Adley Rutschman for the Oilers, but the O's bullpen shuts it down after a nice start from Grayson Rodriguez. Baltimore wins it 4-2, and in the final game, it's Dean Kremer with a nice start versus the best team in baseball as he goes 6 scoreless innings, striking out 4 to help Baltimore beat the Rays in the series. For their 3rd series loss of the year, Baltimore wins it 2-1, both in the series and in the game. The A's are visiting New York, and it is against the Yankees. And Oakland, who despite out-hitting the Yankees 10-9, can only put up 2 runs. Meanwhile, the Yankees put their hitting shoes on as Waldo Cabrera, Gleyber Torres, DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Hicks, all hitting home runs. The Yankees win it 7-2. And in Game 2, it is Jordan Diaz, who has not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in the game. Yankees score 5 in the 3rd and get another home run from Gleyber Torres as they beat Oakland despite the great game from Jordan Diaz. Yankees win it 10-5, and in the final game, Oakland gets 3 home runs from Carlos Perez, Jace Peterson, and JJ Bleday, but they were all solo shots. Meanwhile, Harrison Bader gets a 3-run shot, LeMahieu with another homer in the series, and Anthony Volpe, the prospect with the grand slam, really put this game away as the Yankees sweep Oakland 11-3. Tigers and Guardians, and despite Jose Ramirez's 4th home run of the year, the Tigers score 3 in the 3rd and get a nice performance from their bullpen. They win the opener 6-2. And in Game 2, it's not Justin Bieber, but Shane Bieber goes 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 9 Ks as he and the Guardians' pen shut down the Tigers' offense. The Guardians win it 2-0. And in the rubber match, Tigers tee off early, scoring 5 runs in the first 3 innings as they get backed by another masterclass from Erod as he continues to put up amazing start after amazing start as the Tigers win the series and take it 5-0. White Sox and Royals, they'll play 4, and the game would be tied at 4 after Gavin Sheets ties it up in the top of the 6th. So the Royals respond with 8 runs in the bottom half as they take down the Sox in game 1 of the 4, score 12-5. In Game 2, Lucas Giolito, is he hopefully finding some consistency with his 9 strikeouts in 6 innings? Another nice start for Lucas Giolito. He helps hold the Royals as Luis Robert and Andrew Vaughn go deep for the Sox as they win it 4-2. In Game 3, the Royals put up 4 runs in the first and then get 3 home runs from Michael Macy, Nick Prado, and Edward Olivares as they get the 3rd game with the score of 9-1. And in the final game, it's another Michael Macy home run that gives the Royals the lead, but a 2-run double from Luis Robert Jr. would have this game tied before the Royals walk it off on a bunt from Freddie Furman as the Sox get embarrassed once again by losing 3 of the 4 to the Royals, one of the 2 teams that had a worse record by them in the AL, and they got walked off on by a bunt. They lose 3 of the 4 games, and the Royals win the last game 4-3. Embarrassing, really. Padres and Twins. The Padres are up 3-1 heading into the ninth when they put this one out of reach. A big 3-run home run from Manny Machado as the Padres win the opener 6-1. And in game 2, Max Kepler, a leadoff home run, starts for the Twins. Solo home runs help the Padres tie the game back up. Not solo home runs, Soto home runs. Juan Soto goes deep. That will help the Padres tie this game up. We head to extras. The Padres score a 1 run in the 10th, but the Twins would match that. And we head to the 11th, and it's Alex Kirilloff who gets to be the hero for the Twins with a walk-off single to right field. The Twins celebrate it. They win it 4-3. And in game 3 this time, it's Tatis with the leadoff home run for the Padres. Carlos Correa with the 2-run double late helps the Twins beat the Padres as they take that game and the series. The Twins win it 5-3. Astros and Angels. Hunter Renfroe gets the scoring started with his 9th home run of the year. Astros would score 4 runs and have the lead before an Ohtani double ties the game, and then the Angels score 2 in the 8th that would lead them to a win. The Angels win the opener 6-4. Game 2, we've got the aces on the bump. Valdez versus Ohtani, Framber versus Shohei, and it's the guys you least expect. Zach Neto. I found out how to pronounce that finally. Zach Neto hits his first major league home run of his career, and Martin Maldonado, arguably the worst hitter in baseball, who hits a home run off of Ohtani, but Framber outduels Ohtani, handing him his first loss of the year. The Astros win that game by a score of 3-1. In the rematch, Yordan Alvarez with a home run in the first inning. Hunter Renfroe gets his 10th of the year. Astros up late, but the Angels make it interesting in the 9th with a Ohtani-san blast. A 2-run shot brings the Angels within 1, but they cannot complete the comeback. The Astros win the game and win the series 5-4. Rangers and Mariners, and it's a well-pitched game between John Gray and Logan Gilbert. Ty France homers for the Mariners for the lead, but the Rangers scored 2 in the 7th as John Gray and the Rangers bullpen hold the Mariners after the early home run, as the Rangers take the opener 2-1. George Kirby, what a performance he has in game 2. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts. And it's a big 2-run home run from Tom Murphy that would help the Mariners take the second game. They win it 5-0. And with another rubber match, Dane Dunning having himself a sneaky good season thus far with another nice start as the Rangers offense goes to work, including a home run from Marcus Semien. The Rangers win that game and the series 4-3. Boston and Braves, they would play 2, and it's Matt Olson. He starts the game with his 11th home run of the year. Sean Murphy, he continues to rake as he gets 4 RBIs in the game. The Braves win it 9-3. And in the second game, it's a Ronald Acuna Jr. bomb. Yes, an absolute nuke from Acuna, 470 feet, 114 miles off the bat, for a towering home run, but the Red Sox get 2 runs late from Tristan Casas, and Kenley Jansen, he locks down his 400th career save. He's the 7th pitcher in MLB history to do so. The Sox win it. They split the 2-game set, 1 apiece, 5-2 there. Blue Jays and Phillies, another 2-game set between an AL East team and an NL East team, as the Jays and Phillies face off. Bo Bichette, home run number 8 of the year for the Jays. Nicholas Castellanos, home run number 5 of the year for the Phillies. The Phillies are up by 1, and they will score 3 in the 8th to put it out of reach. The Phillies win it 8-4. In the second game, Brandon Belt goes deep for his 2nd of the year. It's a pitcher's duel between Kevin Gausman and Zach Wheeler, and it looks like that home run would be the only run in the game, but the Phillies tie it in the 9th off of Romano with a double from Realmuto, which sends us to extras, and Bo Bichette helps the Phillies win the game by throwing the ball away in a play that would have been an inning-ending double play, but Bo Bichette makes the error, helps the Phillies walk it off as they sweep the 2-game set versus the Jays, 2-1 in that one. The Mets and Reds score off for 3, and the Reds score 7 runs in the first half of the game. But the Mets put on a home run show after that with home runs from Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, and 2 from the catcher Francisco Alvarez in the late stages of the game, but it wouldn't be enough to beat the Reds as they still win it 7-6. In Game 2, Pete Alonso with another home run for his league-leading 13th of the year. More on that. And Justin Verlander has a much better outing than his first, striking out 7 batters in 7 innings as the Mets roll for a nice 2-1 win there. Rubber match, the Reds get to Kodai Senga early by scoring 4 runs in the first as they cruise to the series win, beating the Mets 5-0 there. Cardinals and Cubs, Wilson Contreras is back in Wrigley Field, and he has a great day against his former team. The first time he ever faced the Cubs, he gets an RBI double, would have 2 RBIs in the game, which would help the Cardinals beat the Cubs 3-1 there. Game 2, Nolan Gorman and Lars Nootbaar, they go deep for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals would also score 2 runs on bases loaded walk, but it's Dansby Swanson, a huge 3-run home run that brings the game within 1, and then it's Christopher Morel with his first of the year to tie the game at 4. Jumping to the 9th inning, it's Paul DeJong with the Cardinals. He hits an epic home run to give the Cardinals the lead that they would hold on to as they win the game and finally win a series since early April. The Cardinals take the second game 6-4, looking for a sweep. In Game 3, it's home runs from Yan Gomes and Patrick Wisdom for the Cubs. That helps lift the Cubs offense as they would score 10 runs in the game and avoid the sweep. The Cubs win that last game 10-4. Dodgers in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. Joey Weimer hits a 3-run home run in the game, and then the Brewers would go on to score 6 more runs in the 7th inning, including a Willy Adames home run. So by the time Chris Taylor homers for the Dodgers, it's too little, too late. The Brewers win the opener 9-3. Game 2, Mookie Betts leadoff home run, followed by home runs from Will Smith and Miguel Vargas, both going deep, as the Dodgers score 6 unanswered runs early. The Brewers do get 2 home runs in the 7th from Rowdy Tellez and Victor Caratini, but that would be all as the Dodgers take this one 6-2. And in another rubber match, and it's Kershaw once again dealing as he strikes out 8 batters in 7 innings of work. Meanwhile, the Dodgers would get 3 home runs from Freddie Freeman, Will Smith again, and Miguel Vargas again, as the Dodgers end up winning the series and this game 8-1. Rockies and Pirates, a Rodolfo Castro 2-run home run is all the Pirates would need, as Mitch Keller has the game of his career by going the full 9, a complete game shutout for Mitch Keller, as the Pirates win the opener 2-0 there. Rockies would respond from getting shut out by scoring 10 runs in Game 2, 4 runs in the 4th and 5 runs in the 7th, and Jurickson Profar would definitely help in that scoring of those runs as he launches not just 1 but 2 home runs in the game as the Rockies take it 10-1. We've got another rubber match. Andrew McCutchen, a 2-run home run, gave the Pirates a 3-0 lead, but the Rockies, they score 4 straight after that. Profar with the single that gave the Rockies the lead that led to the win. As the Rockies win the game, they beat the Pirates in a series 4-3. Yes, that's correct. The Nationals and the Giants. The Nats would score 5 runs in the first and be backed by a nice start from Jake Irvin, as the Giants can only score run off of a Jock Peterson home run late in the game, as the Nats take the opener 5-1. In Game 2, the Giants made a call. Casey Schmidt making his major league debut. He found out that he was going to the majors while watching Guardians of the Galaxy in theater. What a day he must have had there. When he got there, he hit his first major league home run in his second at-bat of his career. That helped the Giants beat the Nationals 4-1. And in Game 3, Riley Adams, he hits a 3-run home run in the first for his first of the year. That would start the Nats scoring, as they would score 4 runs in the second and 4 runs in the third, a total of 8 unanswered runs. Giants do get some back with home runs from Michael Conforto and Lamont Wade Jr., but it would not be enough as the Nationals win the rubber match 11-6. Lastly, here we've got the Marlins and the D-backs. Zach Gallen continues his dominant season. 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts versus the Marlins to open this series as Christian Walker goes deep to help the D-backs offense. They win that game 5-2. In game 2, it's Jorge Soler. He is the story in this game. He launches 2 home runs in the game, one that goes 468 feet. The Marlins win it 6-2. And we've got one final last rubber match for the week, and it starts with a 3-run home run from Jesus Sanchez, but the D-backs answer with 4 runs in the 4th inning. Let's jump to the 9th in this one, and it's tied, and then it's Joey Wendell with an RBI double for the Marlins. That would lead the Marlins to the win as they win another 1-run game and remain undefeated in those contests as they take the series 5-4. Let's get things started by going over our game of the week, and we are heading to Chicago. We got the Cardinals and the Cubs for this one. Jameson Taillon versus Jack Flaherty. It's the Tuesday game, and it starts with the Nolan Gorman home run, his 8th of the year. That gave the Cardinals a 1-0 lead, but the Cubs respond. Dansby Swanson, an RBI double, tied it up at 1. Jumping to the top of the 3rd, it's Lars Nootbaar, his 3rd homer of the year to right center field. And later on, the Cardinals would find themselves in a bases-loaded situation where Jameson Taillon has no control. He walks Brendan Donovan to make it 3-1, and then walks Paul DeJong. That made it 4-1. But in the bottom of the 3rd, Dansby Swanson, a 2-run shot, makes it 4-3. And then we jump 3 innings later to the bottom of the 6th. Christopher Morel, homer number 1 on the year. That made it 4-4. Tied ball game. And then we go to the top of the 9th. Paul DeJong, his 3rd of the year. An electric home run makes it 5-4. Andrew Kidsner, he doubles in that extra insurance run, and the Cardinals win it. Giovanni Gallegos locks down the save. They'll take it 6-4. That let them win a series for the first time since the Rockies in early April, pretty much a month ago. So good for the Cardinals there. And that is your game of the week. Now let's go over some of the baseball news that happened this weekend, and we're going to start with Kenley Jansen recording his 400th career save. He becomes the 7th pitcher in MLB history to do so, joining a very prestigious list: Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith, Francisco Rodriguez, John Franco, Billy Wagner, and now it's Kenley Jansen. He joins a list of those elite arms from back in the days. Phillies' Craig Kimbrell, he's only 3 away from 400. He has career saves 397, so Phillies get him those saves. Craig Kimbrell will most likely become the 8th pitcher in MLB history at some point in this season. But yeah, Jansen, we remember him mostly from his days with the Dodgers, where he spent most of his big league career. Notched some saves for the Braves last year, now doing it with Boston. So he's made his way around. He's had quite the career, and to notch save number 400 for him, it's a good feeling. Congratulations, Kenley Jansen, on that accomplishment. Big stuff there. Moving on, the guy in the thumbnail, if you're on YouTube, Eury Perez. He gets the call for Miami. He's making his major league debut tonight. He is the Miami Marlins number 1 prospect. He's the number 3 pitching prospect and the number 10th prospect in MLB as a whole. So definitely a guy who has made some impact in the minors in his whole minor league career. That's 3 seasons, 44 games. He has a 9-9 record. 186 innings pitched, 260 strikeouts. His ERA 2.85. His Ks per 9 12.6. So definitely some numbers there to be impressed about. He will be making his major league debut tonight. I'm excited to see that one. But yeah, definitely a special moment for him. If you didn't see the video of how he got the news, it was basically they thought he was going over some game tape, and then Sandy interrupted with a video, Sandy Alcantara, saying how that he will be coming up to join him and that it's going to suck to see him every day as a joke. So definitely a special moment for him. He's going to be one of the youngest pitchers to make his major league debut in history. He's not very old. I think he's in his 20s. I think he's probably... I remember seeing a graphic on MLB Network. I think he's like at the top 5 youngest pitchers to make his debut. So again, very special. The kid's very young and he's got some great stuff. So hopefully that helps Miami continue their ways. They're 19-19 on the season so far, and they're tied for the 3rd wild card spot with the Padres. So Miami is having a little bit of success this season earlier on. Not as much as a team like the Pirates or the Diamondbacks, but they've definitely been making some noise, and it's been impressive to see. But how long will that last for them? I'm not sure. Wanted to mention this one really quickly. The Rays, they got to 30 wins. They did it yesterday against the Yankees. So that will be more in the next episode on Monday when we go over the series recap there. But they did do it. I do know about it. It happened. So the Rays continue to be an impressive team. They get to win number 30 first. Lastly here, Orlando Dreamers. Could that be a major league team in the future? We are not sure, but Orlando, they released dimensions for what their stadium would look like. They have a team name and everything for the possible expansion that will be happening probably soon. Changes happening to Major League Baseball. I definitely kind of like the stadium a lot. I think it's a really cool looking stadium. It looked really cool in how they presented it. If you haven't seen anything of it, I definitely go and recommend checking it out. I think the name could use some work. Orlando Dreamers kind of sounds, you have teams like the Pirates and the Rays and the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and then you have the Dreamers. It's just kind of outplaced, but yeah. And then Oakland continues to work with their move to Vegas, continuing to reach out, find stadiums, and work on plans there. So Oakland A's, your days are numbered. Would it be the Las Vegas Athletics, or would they change that name too? That I have no idea. But that is your baseball news for the week that was. Moving along, we're going over our hot and colds for the week, the last 7 days. Who is hot and who is cold? We're going to start things off in the great city of New York, New York. Harrison Bader with the Yankees. He's 11 for 23, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 7 runs, 1 strikeout. That's good for an OPS of 1.563. The 1 strikeout's pretty impressive. Heading all the way west, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He is 9 for 20, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 7 runs, 4 walks. That's an OPS of 1.542. The Reds, Jonathan India, he's 10 for 21, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 7 runs, an OPS of 1.452. Luis Robert Jr. with the White Sox, he's 10 for 23, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 9 runs, that's an OPS of 1.362. And for the Royals, Nick Prado, 7 for 19, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 9 runs, 4 walks, an OPS of 1.289. Those are your hot players. While we move over to our cold ones, Brandon Lau with the Rays, he's 0 for 19 with 6 strikeouts, and Byron Buxton with the Twins, 0 for 20 with 6 strikeouts. 2 guys you never want to see on the cold list, so hopefully they turn it around real soon. Padres, Trent Grisham, he's 1 for 18 with 8 strikeouts. Brian Anderson with the Brewers, 2 for 20, 8 strikeouts. And then Matt Vierling with the Tigers, 2 for 21, 6 strikeouts there. Outstanding performance time, and we have a list full of pitchers that we can talk about. And we're going to start off with Justin Verlander with the Mets. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Very good start from JV. Kevin Gausman, he goes 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. He faced off against Zach Wheeler, who was just as good. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts there. We mentioned Clayton Kershaw, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 8 strikeouts there. Eduardo Rodriguez. It seems like every other week we're talking about Eduardo Rodriguez and Nathan Eovaldi. And why I mentioned Nathan Eovaldi, you'll see why next week because he had quite the game yesterday. But Eduardo Rodriguez, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. That's his 6th start with 1 ERA or less. What am I saying? ERA? 1 run or less allowed by Eduardo Rodriguez as he's putting up some video game numbers right now. He's pitching phenomenally for the Tigers. Framber Valdez, his best start of the season by far. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. One of his best games there. John Gray with the Rangers. He went 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 8 Ks there. And of course, finally, Mitch Keller, a complete game shutout, 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and struck out 8. Very impressive stuff there. Those are your outstanding performances for the week. Today is Friday, so you know what that means. It is a stat leaderboard day, and we're going over it. Last week, we did not do it because of the play of the month, so we've got to make up time. We're not going over last week's. Starting off with average, it is still Luis Arias, but his average has finally dropped below 400. His average is now sitting at 398. For hits, it's Bo Bichette from the Blue Jays. He leads it with 52. Home runs, Pete Alonso takes back that title. He's got 13 on the year. RBIs, it's still Adolis Garcia with 36 there. Runs scored. Ronald Acuna with the Braves, 34. New time there. Juan Soto remains atop for walks. He's now at 36 walks on the year. We've got a new leader for stolen bases. Esteury Ruiz with the Athletics with 17 stolen bases there. So there you go, Oakland. Speaking of there you go, Oakland, OPS, we have a new leader. Brent Rooker. He is doing it. He's at, OPS is 1.072, so he's been performing pretty well as of late. It seems like every episode I've been talking about Brent Rooker. So good for him there. In terms of pitching with the wins, last weekend we had a 3-way tie. This week, we only have one, and it is Shane McClanahan, the only pitcher who is still 7-0, the only pitcher who has 7 wins, and the only pitcher who hasn't lost a game yet. So impressive stuff there from Shane McClanahan. Obviously, Tampa Bay Rays pitching very well. ERA, it's still Sonny Gray, but it has gone up 1.35 there. For strikeouts, it's a 2-way tie. Kevin Gausman of your Toronto Blue Jays and Spencer Strider of your Atlanta Braves, both with 67 strikeouts apiece. The Braves are actually in Toronto this weekend. We'll talk about that in the upcoming series. I think Spencer Strider starts the first game today. And finally, saves, Emmanuel Clase, new to the top of the leaderboard there. 13 saves on the year for Class A as he's continuing. He's got some very good stuff there. As we wrap up today's episode, we're going over our upcoming series, and it's starting off with a couple that were upcoming series last weekend. The Rays and the Yankees, they're playing 4. They played 1 yesterday. That's how the Rays won their 30th. They go at it. The Braves and the Blue Jays do face off. The Braves coming to Toronto as the Jays finally get some more home games. They've only played 12, which is absurd to me because everyone else has played way more. The Cardinals, they're flying north. They're going off to take on Boston and take on the Red Sox. The Pirates are in Baltimore, which I think is a really fun series. 2 young teams that have been fun to watch this season, so we'll see how those 2 teams face off. The Mariners are in Detroit, taking on the Tigers there. Angels in Cleveland with the Guardians, and the Astros take on the White Sox. Jose Abreu back in Chicago, taking on his former team. Be the first time he plays against the White Sox. So exciting stuff there. The Cubs, they're flying to Minnesota to take on the Twins. The Rangers face off against Oakland in Oakland, so that means no one will watch that game live. Shots fired there. The Mets are in Washington taking on the Nationals. The Reds taking on the Marlins. Royals, they're in Milwaukee, taking on the Brewers. The Phillies and Rockies face off there. Giants and D-backs in a fun series. And of course, we end it once again with the Padres and the Dodgers. Dodgers won round 1, 2-1. So now let's see how the Padres respond in the Dodgers home stadium in Dodger Stadium there. So yeah, fun stuff there. That is the upcoming series for this weekend. And we're going to finish things off now with a playoff predictor. I have spun the wheel. I have done everything necessary needed. Let's go see who is winning the World Series if it started today. And it starts with the Jays in the 6th seed and the Twins in the 3rd seed. And the Twins win that series as they knock out the Blue Jays. The 4-seeded Oilers host the 5-seeded Boston Red Sox. And it's the Red Sox who take down Baltimore. They end their Cinderella story and move on to the division series. The Twins taking on the Rays, and surprise, surprise, Minnesota beats the Rays. They're off to the championship series. The Red Sox, they head to Texas to take on the Rangers, and you ain't stopping DeGrom when he's healthy. The Rangers win that one, and it's going to be a Twins-Rangers ALCS. And lo and behold, the Twins, what kind of pitching have they been getting for this playoff run? They're off to the World Series, but who would they face? We have to find out. But before that, we have to find out who gets the 6th seed. Padres and Miami tied for the 3rd seeded wild card. Who wins that tiebreaker? It is Miami. So Miami slots themselves into the 6th seed, and they take on the Pirates, who are still the division leaders in the NL Central, and they lead the Miami Marlins out of the playoffs. The Pirates head to the division series there. The D-backs and the Brewers, I think they faced off last week too when I did one of these, and the D-backs, I believe, won it, and they win it again as the D-backs head to take on the Dodgers, who are in the 2 seed, and it's the Dodgers who finish off the D-backs. They head to the championship series there. The Pirates facing off against the Braves. Lo and behold, the Pirates beat the Braves. They head to the championship series. Pirates at Dodgers. Who wins that one? It is, of course, going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're off to another World Series. Dodgers and Twins World Series matchup. What would that look like? I couldn't tell you, but according to my simulation, the Twins do end up beating the Dodgers. They have a historic playoff run, and they are your 2023 champions. That sounds wrong. I can't lie. But that's going to do it for us on this episode here on a Friday. We thank you very much for tuning on in and listening to another episode here. We'll be back Monday with another series recap of the weekend. We'll talk about how Perez made his MLB debut, how he looked, as well as some other things. Jose Abreu back in the South Side. And yeah, so really excited for that. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys Monday for another episode. Take it easy.